Good afternoon. This is Ask Marie again with part 4 video on homeless people. Uh, Today we're going to talk about why and how to know who is really homeless when you see them out on the street trying to panhandle, I guess they call it. How do you know who's really homeless and who's impersonating homeless people just to get money? You got a lot of, I'll call them teenagers, like 16, 17 years old. They're out there with a sign that says homeless, need food, hungry, etc. But they're not homeless. They're just trying to get some money to go to the mall, to do whatever they want, or even to do drugs. Not all teenagers are on drugs. Not all people are on drugs. Not all homeless people are on drugs. But homelessness can drive a person to drugs just for the relief, the temporal relief. So you got to know how to distinguish those who are just impersonators and those who are just who really are homeless. Really are homeless people. They usually have dirty hands, dirty clothes. Their skin is dirty. Their hair is dirty. Those are true homeless people with no home to go to. They sleep on the streets. They sleep on pavement. They sleep in the alleys with the pest. They just, if they sleep at all. And one guy said he was asleep, and when he woke up, a rat was nibbling on his hand. Well, it was time for him to leave that spot. What a feeling. What a feeling. These people need to have homes, shelters. They need help. They need help. And it's not good or right for impersonators to come along and steal what rightfully belongs to those who are homeless. Now, if you find them that's standing on a corner and they're relatively clean, they're clean shaven, their clothes are clean, these are generally people who also need the money because they've lost their job and they're collecting money so that they can pay their bills. Mind you, they're not paying taxes, and that's one good reason for the government to step in and help these people get back on their feet so that they can get jobs and get into the workforce and pay taxes. Now tax money is collected and they are doing some things to help these homeless people. They're putting them up in hotels and things like that, but that's not permanent. I know the tiny rooms that I talked about, tiny houses that I talked about previously is not permanent, but it'll help them get enough sleep for a week or two to start their trend of thought, change their trend of thought, and decide that this is not what I want. The street is not what I want. I want to get back into the workforce. But you'll know them, generally they're weak and they're very, very hungry. I remember some lady gave a man a sandwich. It was an egg sandwich. And he ate that sandwich in 2 bites. He was so hungry. And he was a young guy. He was a young guy out on the street. You got young guys, young ladies, 20s and their 30s who are out on the street with nowhere to go. But generally they're hungry and they're dirty. Look at their hands. If they don't have gloves on, you could see that their hands are dirty. If they don't have a hat on, you could see that their hair is dirty. So you need to know how to distinguish who's homeless, who's really homeless, and who's not. And then again, to distinguish those who are just working to buy food for their family, but they still have their apartment. For how long, I don't know. But they still have their apartment or their place of residence. You need a place of residence to get a job. So as soon as they lose their job, they need to know to go get a job while they have an address. So those are my thoughts for today on homeless. This is part 4 of homelessness. Do subscribe and be blessed.